Hey, hello. It is the Go Birds podcast. Elliot Shortbarks, James Seltzer with you. Elliot,
what's up?
Tired. I'm in a bad mood.
Who would have thought?
I am super annoyed today, pal.
Well,
I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm annoyed. I'm tired. And it has nothing to do with the Eagles.
And what's crazy is all those things could describe the Eagles right now.
Yeah, but
you're
honestly,
not even talking about
honestly, here's what I want to do. I want to do it one sec. I want to start with this because as someone who, went into the Philly season, with a somewhat of a, wait till October, I'm not going to get my hopes up. And then
the hopes weren't high.
The hopes were not high. And then totally just gave myself over to them after the trade deadline and Duran and Bader and believing in how they respond after Wheeler and all that. And then just to get kicked in the freaking teeth like this, I just want to say, I know that they just lost a tough game and all that crap, but Eagles. Thank you to the Philadelphia Eagles for actually winning us a freaking title. We see how hard it is to do. It is not free. We're seeing with this repeat thing with the Eagles. I said it on the post-game pod. I think I underestimated because of the Chiefs and they just did it, how hard it is to go back and win it. But they did it. When the moments mattered, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley, all these guys who are pissing us off right now, they freaking did it, man.
Yeah.
They kicked the Chiefs' ass in the Super Bowl. They kicked Washington's ass in the championship game. They tore through the playoffs. They played great when it mattered. I want to be able to as annoyed as we're going to get with the Eagles this season. And after that game, I felt like I was annoyed with the game, but they're 4-1. And it felt like that was a lot of people not even feeling that. For a second today, as the Philly season is on the brink through no fault of anyone but themselves, thank you, Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you. From the bottom of my soul, thank you.
I probably said this on the pod, but so first of all, it's just tough for me to think about any other Philly sports team and not see it through the lens of the Eagles. It's just how I view life.
You've covered the team for 15 years. So it's your everyday life. Exactly. It's really how you see the life, period. It's not just sports. You'll use the Eagles as ways, a prism for, exactly.
So it's just so hard to lose the finals and come back. And I say finals, World Series, Super Bowl, whatever. The Eagles bouncing back and winning in 2024 was just so unlikely. And it didn't really have to do with them. Look, I think when you lose the finals and then you come back, obviously you can look at the roster and say certain things need to change. Players don't perform. But the guys that almost won the World Series in 2022 on this Phillies team, they are coming up small for sure.
Big time.
Right. But they're still the same guys. There's still the team that brought us so much joy in 2022. It's just so hard to come back. And it really, really puts into perspective what the Eagles are dealing with, both the accomplishment in 2024 and this season. The team that we're frustrated with this year, the coaches we're frustrated with, the players that we're frustrated with, the offensive linemen, they're the same guys that won the Super Bowl.
The vast
majority. And then even Patullo, Patullo was on the coaching staff. I know his job has changed. And honestly, I have a Patullo thought that we'll talk about in a minute.
You're getting you're getting ready to defend your guy.
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm getting closer to jumping ship, but it's not. But we'll talk.
No, I know. I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it. Look, let me tell you, excited to not talk Phillies for a minute. As we're talking Phillies this moment. Yes.
So I would say that, watching the Phillies, clearly they're not going to win the World Series. Now, save this for when they win Game 5. You never know, right? They're not gone. But it just is crazy the Eagles came back and won it in 24.
It's impressive.
To your point, in the way they did it, too.
It's impressive.
The baggage you carry, you can see it when the Phillies are at the plate.
Jalen still has the thing on his lock screen, the Chief celebration we've talked about, and you so can see it. I don't care what anyone says. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber are tight at the plate. They're not competitive at bats.
Dead inside.
Bryce looks lost. Yes. He looks like he doesn't know what to do.
Too.
And look, Bryce is turning 33 this month. Might not just be how hard it is. It might also just be that, he can't do it anymore and all that. But regardless, I definitely think that you look at this team and it just, and look, the Harper thing, and that's a thing that's out there now too. And look, he deserves to be ripped
for sure.
All those people out there are and you're
just
not talking,
did after the Mets,
and you're not talking to us because we are always giving Jalen Hurts credit and all we did last year while he was on, so we're not those people. But I did the Mets, Bryce Harper absolutely deserves to be ripped. I'm sorry, I know he's had moments in the past, but he has been like he has been a zero
and
in his games, and he's had real shots. You know?
And he is getting ripped.
And he's the leader of the team.
Yeah. Now the other thing I would say, Phillies Eagles related, is Jalen related, which is you're just seeing that if your best player doesn't play his best, the rest of it truly doesn't matter. Like you can get by, and the Phillies honestly,
and I think in baseball more you can get by.
Agreed. Baseball, it's different. Obviously, like
basketball, football. If your best player doesn't play well, you're done.
Agreed. But the point I'm making is like the bottom of the lineup was the rally last night.
Yeah, no doubt.
The starting pitching has been out. Like Luzardo was unbelievable.
Awesome.
I was watching it last night and thinking this is one of the best Phillies playoff performances.
He was awesome
this era, right? But Bryce has done nothing, and
Schwarber too. You got to put both. Schwarber's the MVP of the season.
I agree. I agree. Schwarber should be in there. I do, but I do think it's important that Bryce is the headline. I agree with your overall premise,
especially because
Schwarber was
I agree. Bryce is more famous and all that, but like, if you ask anyone on the planet who's the Phillies' best player this year, it's Kyle Schwarber.
Agreed.
You know,
agreed.
Other than maybe Christopher Sanchez, if you like a pitcher,
batter. But with Jalen, like, yes, he has an elite roster. He has an elite organization. It just doesn't matter if Jalen doesn't play well. It just doesn't. So, like, this is why all last year, me and you gave him credit for the wins. I think we're honestly maybe the only two people on the station that said he's the most important player on the team.
Without a doubt.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, the flip side of that, though, is you can't cry for the best player when everyone else is doing their job and he's not. And, like, Bryce is not doing his job and they're losing because of it. Full stop. Bryce had 2 chances last night to change that game.
Big chances.
And did not do it.
Yeah,
right?
Uncompetitive at best.
And to last Jalen, Philly's point is like, say what you will about Jalen. When they needed him last year, he stepped up.
Well,
was he great in the regular season? We could debate the term great, whatever. But when he had to have it, he has had it every single time.
Well, and I love that you did it early this year, whatever, or the offseason, but I loved you bringing up McNabb in comparison to Hurts and how we spent all of McNabb's life, who was a stud in the regular season, a stud at winning games, and won a ton of playoff games compared to a lot of quarterbacks. But because he couldn't get done the biggest moments and didn't win it all, like, he has a stain on him. And we do not give McNabb the credit he deserves as an Eagles quarterback.
Embiid has the same.
Totally.
Yeah.
And but McNabb won playoff games too. Like,
sure,
McNabb got to the Super Bowl, got to multiple, but he did have failures in those big moments. And yet Jalen, who still wins in the regular season, just doesn't do as pretty as people want, comes through and plays his best in the biggest moments. It's exactly what we say we want out of our athletes, and it's exactly what we're getting mad about the Phillies about, right? Like, we're mad at Schwarber and Harper right now because they're not coming through in the biggest moments. And yet, with this group, until now, we've given them leeway from past moments that didn't even win a championship.
Right.
In a way that this Eagles team that just won it last year doesn't seem to get.
Agreed. Now,
fascinating.
Now, the other thing too is, like, it also puts into perspective a little bit. Like, I'm just personally, like, I'm always, and we say it all the time, I'm going to ride the roller coaster. Like, I'm fine with it. I've accepted it. I understand people that don't. Like, you are not as much of a roller coaster guy. I am, like, and I recognize there's positives and negatives to both of that. But I do think when you watch the Phillies lose in the playoffs, it does put into perspective that the Eagles have so long to go in this season until we truly can define what this team is. Like we can talk right now about where they're at, and we will. But, like, for the Phillies, and I didn't buy into this, and I'm a little sad I didn't, because, like, it seemed like it was an awesome regular season. Like, I was in on Bader.
I had a really fun regular season, and now it hurts more, but I had fun.
I did hear a lot of, like, this team's different. Like, this is their year.
No, and
it never is until the playoffs.
And not just that, that's what makes the Phillies thing the worst, is that it's exactly what everyone expected.
Yeah,
the bats going close, the relievers, it's like unbelievable. Topper making bad decisions. It's unbelievable. It's like the same script.
It's me saying on WIP, like, they're different this year. They have fourth quarter comebacks, and Embiid's been awesome, and then they lose in the play. Like, it is what it is. Now,
well, it's even the way they lose the Phillies. I'm saying it's exactly the same.
Yeah,
you know.
Now, that all that Jalen defending having been done, like, I rewatched the game, and to my point about the best player needing to play his best, like, Jalen wasn't great against the Broncos. And I think that's why they lost the game to a other degree, to most.
So I think it's part of it. I mean, but look, again, if AJ doesn't stop on that route, it's a 24-6 game or whatever.
Yeah, so I see that play a little bit differently.
I don't think there's any way to see it.
Let me explain my.
Sure. I'm so very intrigued to see how
he slowed up. Full stop. If he runs 100%.
Joe just said full stop. You should usually stop talking when you say full. No, okay.
Yeah. But, like, if he runs fully the whole time, it's probably a touchdown. Yeah. So, like, number one reason that play didn't work ultimately is because I agree with you on that. I do think there is credence to the fact that he got bumped off his route. Jalen held onto the ball a little bit. And I do think AJ ultimately I don't completely blame him for thinking internally in his head, this ball is not.
I don't care. Like you keep,
but to me,
playing,
that's
man.
But no, I know. But to me, that's like ripping players for not running to first base.
But I don't think it's like that. It is different. It is different in that you're not running to first base during the regular season times because I don't want you to get hurt. That's it. It's the only reason.
But most of it is because they know they're going to be out. Like that's most.
But I'm not okay with that. Like again,
but we accept it.
We just saw it in the if the Dodgers had lost Teoscar Hernandez in game 1, like Duran fumble, or no, it was game 2. Like Luzardo fumbles the ball. Right. He would have been safe if he ran. Like he would have been safe, and he was out.
Now
like,
that's a playoff game,
and it's a playoff game. I agree, but football games are all playoff games. In my not quite. You know what I mean? Like that's my point. In a regular season baseball game, every day 162. You got 17 of these things. Everyone matters.
Yeah, I just think he didn't think the ball was coming his way.
Right? Yes. Right. Too bad.
So I think it's built up frustration.
I get it, but it's I can't excuse it.
Agreed.
And look, I agree. I don't think Jalen was great in that game.
Jalen is getting back into a bad habit, in my opinion, of holding on.
Well, here's the issue.
He's holding it, and it's not egregious. It's like a tick, and it throws everything off.
I think it all comes back to the offensive line right now. Like the offense.
That's part of it, too.
I think
that would be reason to get rid of it quicker.
No, but I know, but I think the offensive line is not, he's like not giving him the time that he's been used to or whatever, and he's adjusting. Like that.
But then why is he holding on to it more? I would think that would be more like he's bailing.
Well, I think part of it, too, and I know you fight against this, but like we are 5 weeks into the season now. And every single person who watches tape, who was in all 22, says the Eagles run the same freaking routes. They're stagnant. They don't layer routes. They're not using parts of the field. Like they're basically having guys just run like the same routes without any sort of purpose or thought to the route. So like at a certain point, like guys aren't open for Jalen enough. Like that's a real thing on the tape.
I obviously, as we've discussed, I disagree with most of that. Like I've said they run a simple offense. They do.
I know.
I would just love, but again, I need those people to look at the offense.
Layering routes makes sense.
What do you
right?
think? They're not layering.
They're not though. This is what people are.
But there's obviously a reason for it. They're not sitting. They're not sitting in the coach's office.
But that's the problem. I think that they have had a philosophy here for the most part of our guys are going to win. Our guys. Guess what? They ain't winning enough. Like you got to scheme them open. Like I'm sorry, every other coach does it. Like Peyton schemes guys open. We just saw it. Like how many throws did Knicks have towards the sideline, wherever, where the guy was just kind of standing there with like a guy 2 yards away from him? Boom, 14 yards. Boom, 8 yards. Boom, 10. Like it's like no problem for every other team in the league.
But they can't even run their own plays right now. But they're making all types of mistakes. Pre-snap plays, guys running the same plays.
That's a huge issue too.
So that's the point I'm making, where it's like we want them to run a more complicated offense. They can't even run the offense.
I'm not talking more complicated. I'm talking just layer routes. I'm talking like just don't run the same routes every single play.
Yeah, but let's just think logically here. Like, do you think honestly the coaching staff doesn't see these things all 22
Look,
people
Nick,
see?
This has happened multiple times with Nick already. Like whenever, and again, this is part on Nick, part to I blame both of them. But whenever Nick has not had a good offensive coordinator or someone he trusts to just run the show, whether it's Elmore, Shane Steichen, the Brian Johnson time, and now it's been the same freaking thing, man. The exact same thing offensively, like the same types of issues, a lack of creativity, simple stuff.
But it was that last year too.
But again, at least Kellen Moore was using motion. He was doing these different things. He was at least there was some difference to the playbook. But on top of that, also like maybe guys were winning more. AJ Brown looked better last year than he did this year. Like that. So all I'm saying is it's one thing when it's like a couple people being like, this offense looks simple. Every single person who studies film and talks about film has said this is a stagnant, simple offense that they need to fix.
So I'm not disputing that it is a simple offense. I'm not disputing that. My only dispute is now your point about maybe the players,
when it's not working,
maybe the players aren't as good as
when
they
it's
used
not
to
working,
be. Like,
changes my point. I get not changing it when you got a 2,000-yard rusher and you're doing what you need to do, and you're not doing that. You can't run the football. Your offensive line hasn't been playing as well. That's my point. Like I get it that it's a simple offense and execution and stuff, but the offensive line isn't as good as last year. Saquon might not be as good as last year. AJ might not be as good as last year. So like they might be injured. They might be Jalen. So point being, like, get creative.
I agree.
Scheme guys open. Do things differently than what you've been doing.
So I agree with that. Now, to be fair, they've also run shovel passes, variations off the
couple
push.
here
I'm
and
just
there,
saying, like, so they are doing things, right?
But not in their base stuff that they're doing. And not just that, the simplistic stuff. I mean, the numbers on throwing out a shotgun and running out of under center are they're running 85% of the time he's under center.
Yeah.
They're throwing like 80% of the time he's in shotgun. Like anytime a defense knows what you're going to do is a disadvantage to offense. Like you got to mix it up.
So I agree. And this is where I was going with my Patullo thing.
Yeah, get it. Let's get to it.
Like,
let's do it.
Okay. We're going to agree.
Let's do it.
Look, we disagree on like the underneath part, but the top of the umbrella, like ultimately this is on Patullo, like, and Sirianni, to be fair. But like the offense is not good right now.
Yeah.
And it is the players. It is like, ultimately the players need to perform. Like the illegal shift, right? Like AJ makes that mistake. And now you can argue it's a ticky-tack call, but like that's a mistake.
No, I thought that was a penalty. That was when
and the play before where the play before where AJ slows down, he gets called for I forget what, like a false start. And so it's 1st and 15. They have a 7-yard run to start a drive to Saquon, which is what everyone wanted in the second half. Brett Toth gets called for holding. It's 1st and 20. So like, I do think
that's Brett Toth being in the game in the first
exactly.
place.
So I think the players on the field are not performing well enough.
Agree.
Full stop,
Agree.
Right?
Agree.
But I think they're the problem, but it is the coach's job
to find a solution
fix the problem. And like I am so worked up.
We're saying the exact same thing here.
Like I just disagree with you about this.
No, I get it. Yeah, we're ultimately we're in the
product
same place.
On the field is bad, and that is on the coaches.
Yep.
Right? Like it is on Nick and it is on Patullo, and I think it's two different reasons. First of all, I didn't even like the Patullo hire. So it's funny.
You didn't. I know. It's so funny. Like,
and it's playing out.
And I don't think many people did. Like, there were not many people.
No, people tried to be excited.
Right.
About
but
it,
I don't think
nobody was like, this is such great news.
What a great hire. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not a single person said
and they
that,
look,
other than maybe Nick Sirianni.
They look like you would think they would look with no fresh ideas. Right. But I also think so. Patullo, like, and here, we're going to forward ahead a little bit, but I was thinking, he's not going to get a head coaching job, right? Like,
oh no, right? Yeah. Are you thinking he could be the longtime OC here if he can figure it out?
I'm saying, like, they're going to have a tough decision to make if the rest of the year plays out like this. Firing him is going to be a really tough decision.
I know,
because he's Nick's guy, and you're then bringing a new coordinator.
Yeah,
again.
No, you're right.
So like that is another downside.
You're right.
Like that's a tough decision.
No, it's a great
and
point.
We'll talk about that later.
And use the whole we can't use the excuse for Jalen every single year of the new coordinator thing, and not use it for
self-inflicted.
Well, and not just that, but also not use it for the first time ever coordinator to give him a chance. Like, well, if you don't give a guy who's never called plays before, never a chance to learn if you believe in him. And I remember when Laurie hired Sirianni, he had that line about, I'm not excited about the coach you are now. I'm excited about the coach you're going to be. And he was dead right about it, right? Like, look, how much has Nick grown since he's been here? Like with Patullo, if they believe in him, and he might not be able to call plays, like early returns, not great, but we'll see how it plays out. Yeah. But if they believe in him as an offensive guy, as his mind and all that stuff, then you should give him 2 years at least. Like you should give this guy a chance to learn the job that he's doing.
And the tough thing is in 2023, there had to be a sacrificial lamb, right? So like, I get why they fired Brian Johnson, but you could also make the argument, like, give this dude another chance, right?
Same thing.
Like they liked Brian Johnson.
No, I fully agree.
So Patullo, the offense is bad. We can debate all the reasons. We've talked about it, but like that's on him. Like he is the offensive coordinator.
And Nick, I think you got to say both.
Well, so this is my next thing.
Okay.
So here's my thing with Nick. And ultimately why I kind of think he's the main problem so far this season in a way. The team is just sloppy.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here? This line of scrimmage thing is living rent-free in my head like you wouldn't even believe. Like,
you mean not getting the playoffs?
Not getting to the.
It's unbelievable, dude. It's. I mean, this is like, and not. We're not even talking about just the advantages for the defense. If you know they're snapping on one every time, you can just get off.
Like it just shows they're not tight.
They're not. Yes,
they're not clicking. Right.
I always think about your Philly special thing, where you're like, the Philly special was said they didn't practice at all, but that team was just they were firing on such a high level that they could just execute.
And I think we got like our first clue as to what it is when Jalen was asked after the game about the play getting it on time, and he waited like 6 seconds, and then he was like, "It's my job to execute no matter what."
I appreciate the accountability, but like he's letting you know.
Yeah, he's trying to let us know, right? So, and also
that's another thing about a first-time play caller. Like we're talking about, like that's something you're not used to getting.
It makes sense.
Maybe he's not making decisions quick enough and getting it in quick enough. 100%.
There has to now he called plays last year to an extent. I know it's different, but the only point I'm making is like, there is clearly a difference for him between what he was doing last year,
no doubt,
and this year.
Well, and like the call play, like maybe they let him call play. Like Steichen was the offensive coordinator. Not Steichen. I mean, Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator and calling plays. So like,
agreed. So like, I just think with Nick, his whole thing is tough detailed together, and like they're not detailed, and they're not together either. Like
again, the fact that the Jalen AJ thing, we talked about this at Pod, and I think by the way, I thought you were freaking fantastic asking AJ questions at his locker. Yeah. I thought you asked the right questions.
Although my voice at the beginning sounds like,
I thought you were great. I thought you were great, but I thought the question about did you go up and talk to him after was such a good question, because he just goes, no.
Nope.
And it was like almost like, of course I didn't, when it's like, of course you should.
So
what are we talking about here? Like, this is such a, like,
I actually didn't take it as an, of course I didn't. I took it as of like,
I don't want to. No, that's my point.
Exactly.
No, I was saying like, he's like, yeah, of course I didn't. Like, like that. No, I know. That's my point. I'm saying like, he's like, no.
Right.
And like, that is such a sign of where they're at. And to your point, and again, like, I know it's on them and their relationship, but you can't be Nick Sirianni and be Mr. Culture, love each other, fight for each other, and all that. And that's what matters most. And I want these guys to be, he always says, he's like, I care about them becoming men more than I care about winning. And what they're, because that'll all lead together. Like, you can't have that and have this massive issue between two of the five most important people in your building. Like, it's on you.
And now we'll talk, like, good time to bring up the Kempski report.
Shout out to
Jimmy Kempski, my guy, tweeted out, I guess reported is a better way to say it. That
through Twitter.
Yeah. Jalen, AJ, and Saquon had a meeting for multiple hours and it was positive. Now, no one else has reported on this yet, so exclusive by
Saquon
Jimmy.
Just bringing them together.
Honestly,
I love it.
So
that's leadership. If that happened, if Saquon was like, let's get together and let's fit, like, that's leadership.
So I had heard last year when AJ and Jalen had their whole thing, Saquon like pulled the team together.
That's freaking
at that
leadership,
moment
man.
And did it. So like, I'm
and
not
you can
surprised
tell what a leader he is.
Agreed. Yeah. So I'm not surprised Saquon did it. But we'll see what comes from it. I'll be in the facility later today. We're going to ask him about it. So like, so we'll see what they say. But I'll also say this with Jalen and AJ, like, again, the friendship thing, it's icky. We've been over this.
Yeah.
Like, I'll believe it when I see it. Like, it's good to know they talked, but also last year they did the little dance after and like, they were not cool again. So we'll see. Right. But to circle back to the Nick and Patullo thing, like, I can only blame the players for so long. Like, I agree with you. The players are tired. The players probably aren't playing as well as they used to. But ultimately, the coach's job is to get the best out of the players, and they're not getting out of the best out of the players. So Zach Berman had this stat, and it was like alarming. So I'll read the whole thing. So he goes, quote, the most befuddling stat about the Eagles. They've had 3-and-outs on a league high 47.2% of their offensive drives. Number 2 on the list is Tennessee. Number 3 on the list is Cincinnati. It's beyond comprehension for the offense with this much talent to lead the league in this category, which obviously,
he's right. It is beyond comprehension.
A little commentary from Zach.
I know you don't.
I know you don't get that often.
He doesn't editorialize that.
All right.
Often.
So the next part of this. It's only been 5 games, but consider this. No team has had a worse 3-and-out percentage since 2005. And the 2005 49ers went 4-12. So here's the deal.
Wow.
Here's the deal.
Bro.
I do
look, and again, like, it's only week 5 and all that stuff. Like you said it before, there's a long season like that.
Like that. Give them time.
That is an alarming
statistic. And here's the other alarming stat. I think it was prior to this last game. It was prior to the Bucs game, I think. They had like the lowest plus minus like point differential of any team that was undefeated through 3 weeks, and that team like lost every game the rest of the way.
Well, yeah, they went 5-11. They were 4-0, and they went 5-11.
We're starting to get into a territory of they're going to be bucking history if they continue to win and turn around and win the Super Bowl. Like, we're starting to. I don't think we're there yet. But the point I'm making is like things like this are popping up more and more.
I don't think this is sustainable. Like,
agreed. They have to play better.
I don't think they will get that far unless they play better.
Agreed. Yeah. And so, like, dude, Tennessee has a rookie quarterback. Cincinnati has a backup
Jake Browning. Yeah.
So while the players clearly need to play better, the coaches are not getting the best out of this product. Full stop. I'm saying it all the time now. It'll be the name of the pod. Full stop. But like, the coaches are not getting the best. And whatever that reason is, whether it's the layering of the routes, like the whatever, right? And not to mention this other thing that I think is a major problem that they're dealing with. They're terrible on first down. They're terrible on first down. They're 31st in the league in yards per play on first down.
Wow.
And I think they're 8th worst on how long of a third down they face. They're facing on average like a 3rd and 8. Like, talk about setting yourself up to fail. When on first down, you're constantly behind the sticks or you're getting 2 yards. Well, now you're in 2nd and 7. And so now it's like, do you run? Do you pass? You could pass, but if you don't get it, now it's 3rd and long. You could run. Like, so they're just, I don't often agree with this analysis people do, but like, I don't think they have an identity.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a vagueness to that, but I think it does fit them right now. Like, what are they good at?
Well, because the thing that has been their identity in the Nick Sirianni era, they haven't been able to do. Like, they have been a running, tough football team in the Nick Sirianni era ever since was 2-5, 3-6. They figured it out and that's what I mean. Since they started, and then and they've won. Like, ever since Nick Sirianni started winning here, it was when they started running the football consistently, pounding, using the best. And the offensive line and Saquon partially as a result. Who knows if it's more than that?
Well,
but like, definitely
got the knee thing.
Yeah, definitely as a result, if nothing else. But like, they haven't been able to run the football at all. And look, I mean, this last game, like, I don't care if Saquon was hurt or whatever. And I know we're gonna disagree about this because you said on the air, but like, the one run is unacceptable. Like, I get it that they were in 2nd and 15 and stuff like that, but like, run it on first down, like, run the ball more. Like, you have to
can I give you
just
my,
use clock. I know that's why. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
All right. So again,
I mean, one run,
and this is like
17-3.
A theme of the pod. We agree. We just disagree.
Different ways. Okay, I like this.
I agree. You can't run the ball one time.
Okay, good.
You can't like that. It can't happen.
Can't happen.
But like,
even if it's AJ Dillon, my point, like, AJ and Will Shipley run the ball if Saquon can't. Like, I don't care.
And also enough
Saquon seems fine.
Enough AJ Dillon, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I was excited about seeing him he has played way more than I thought he was going to. Honestly, he's playing more than Shipley,
which is weird. I know
it does make me think they're backing off Saquon or his knee hurts or something, or Saquon's been bad in pass protection. But like, way too many times I look down on the field and I'm like, that is AJ Dillon out there. But regardless, here's my thing about running, and it's kind of like for the whole game. And I think with the post,
because they can't do it.
Well, with the post game pod, we were understandably like mostly negative.
Yeah.
I do think now when you take a step back, like, they passed the ball in the first half in that first series of the third quarter. Right? Yeah. So after the first series of the third quarter, they were up 17-3. Jalen had like 220 yards passing. They were well on their way to like 300 or 400. And by the way,
they made some penalties of stuff back. Like if that Devontae play,
I know this sounds like coping, but they were literally very close to like a 400-yard day passing.
And even then, we talked about it. Like, it's not coping. Like we talked about on the pod, like any of these things, whether it's the Devontae catch that gets nulled by the penalty, AJ stopping the route, like all these little self-correctable
details, and that's what
one of them hits and they win.
Agreed. You know? Yeah, like the Dotson catch was almost a catch, right? Like Goddard and Dotson on separate plays, obviously, like they were like off by an inch with a long pass, so they were very close to 400 yards passing. So the point I'm making about running is, through the first possession of the third quarter, like, they were passing the ball well. They come out the next possession, they throw it twice. They're like getting positive yardage, and it's understandable why you throw it. Like, you're throwing at a high level at that point, and the running game's not going well. So then I think what ends up happening, they get a penalty or something like that. They come out next possession, 1st and 15. AJ misses the AJ, right? So at that point, it's 2nd and 15. Like, you could maybe run it there, right? But like, that's not a great running down. And then I think they don't get anything. It's 3rd and 15 again. We don't have to go through all the plays. Right. The point I
get your point. They were in not advantageous situation to run, and they weren't running the ball.
Correct.
Well.
I understand there's an argument for just run it anyway, because you need to kill clock.
How about this? Can I throw something at you? Some design run for Jalen? Would have thought,
but I think Jalen might be hurt.
They must, like, because we've only seen him once.
I can't remember if I said this on the pod.
No, you haven't.
During the game on Sunday, he spent the whole second half like massage gunning his calf, stretching, playing with it. And by the way, this got overlooked too. It's the 3 yards are the lowest amount of yards he's ever had in a game as a starter. That's how many rushing yards he had. He had 2 carries for 3 yards. Now he lost, or it was
you're right. He wasn't running
but
at all.
He lost some yards.
Yeah. He had the 2 runs that ended up being sacks.
Right. So that hurt him. But like, only 3 yards.
That's crazy.
And by the way, no rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I think he's dealing with something, and we'll talk about this on Thursday when we talk about the Giants a little more, but like, not a great time to be going to MetLife. Like, terrible stadium,
I know, dude.
Leg injuries.
Honestly, if they had won the Broncos game, and they
could almost convince me to play the backups.
That's what I was gonna say.
Tanner
to go 5-1. Yeah, I don't care. You could maybe even beat them. You know?
Yeah. Dude, the Giants are hot garbage.
Oh, but we should have never not made them the F out of here team.
But
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, it's just like,
I think Jackson Hart's fine. Like, I think he's probably gonna end up being like a mid-level, like, 20, somewhere between 10 and 20 type quarterback, depending on how much he progresses.
Right.
But yes, he's giving them some excitement in life. But like, what a joke of a franchise. It's
and
great.
Now to like the running thing. I mean, I agree. It's a bad thing that they only had 1 carry. I agree. Like, that is not good. I'm just saying they kept messing themselves up to the point where it's like, where are you going to run it?
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where they needed to score. So it's like, now you're not calling plays just to run it. You're calling plays
to try
to score. And they had been throwing the ball relatively well. I still think, man, like, Jalen is just a tick slow. And it's something you hear about, like, you want to bring up the film guys, like they bring it up too, right? Sure. Like, so I think he's just getting into bad habits with holding a little too late. Talk about what their identity is. The best play they run is like that 5-yard crosser to AJ when Jalen decides to throw it is unstoppable. They get like 5 or 6 yards every time. So they're just a mess right now. And the thing I'll say about the Giants game is I think it's actually a good benchmark game for them in a weird way. Like
can they go just beat up
in 2023? They went to New York and got demolished.
Yeah,
now it's a short week, and I get that.
So it makes it a little harder, but I get your point.
Like, let's look, if they lose this game.
Oh, buddy.
Go now they have the mini bye, and they've been very
especially
good.
With the Phillies season probably ending during the Eagles. Yeah, like the
Could
most
you imagine?
Yeah, like they win tomorrow night.
3,
we stay up late. They win, and then they no show during the Eagles game, and then the Eagles lose, and we have the worst Friday of our lives.
Yeah, I think losing to the Giants would be
that'd be bad.
A massive. It'd be a really big red flag.
I will not be positive.
Now
the Giants.
The only like counter I would give to that is the division might not be super good, and so like. I don't think Washington's that good.
No, but yet, I mean, 3-2, 2-1 for Dallas. Like, I agree with you, but all of a sudden, like, you don't have a huge division lead anymore.
Yeah, if you lose, that's true.
Yeah,
if you win, like, you're feeling very good about it.
Even then, I mean, the Washington only a game behind you. Dallas only a game and a half behind you. Like, I'm just saying,
you're right.
You know?
I'm wrong about that. Yeah.
So
I don't think you have.
I'm not scared either of those teams. In reality, I do think the Eagles. Talent alone are just a better team than those two teams, especially Dallas. Dallas's wins are against the 2 New York teams. So I know that tie against the Packers was nice, but I'm not. Dallas can move the ball. I think their offense is real.
I think going to New York,
their offense is real.
Going
their
to Dallas
defense is hideously bad. Like, so I just don't think they're a real contender. But to your point, the Eagles could lose in Dallas.
Yeah, like Dallas put up 40 points. Like the Eagles putting up 40 points right now would feel
Seems
like
impossible.
A miracle, right? So. Yeah, I think the New York game is a good, like, let's see how bad this is.
Yeah.
Like, I think they could win it. And it's a tough, like, here's what I'll say. The players talk about this game like it's very tough. Like, they really don't like going to New York and playing the Giants. And for whatever reason.
Well, probably hate the turf.
Yeah, they hate the turf. It's an ugly place. Yeah.
And look, it's hard to get up for the team. The Giants, like, you watch the tape. It's not like, it's like, it just feels like a
Yeah, no, I agree. So we'll see. But that's my big thing with the Giants game is, like, let's just see how bad this is.
Yeah, well, one other thing that's going to hurt them, and I don't know, maybe it'll help him because he's been struggling so much when out there, but Landon Dickerson, it looks like he's going to be out multiple weeks with this injury. It was reported.
I haven't seen this.
Oh, yeah. I believe Jeff McClain just reported it. Within
the last.
Rhea did it at the end of the show. It was like 9:45 or something like that. That it looks like he's gonna be out multiple weeks with the injury, which makes sense. It looked like that type of injury coming off the field.
And I hate to say good.
No, but I'm saying I think there might be some time off his feet. Yeah,
like
no, I think I do not think Landon Dickerson was helping them by being out there, and I think
he
the
was
injury
playing bad,
but. Brett Toth, Matt Pryor, like, it's not like I agree with you, Dickerson not helping, but I don't know that the replacement helps either.
Yeah, so EJ Smith made this point. I think it's a very good one. Like, we talked so much about how all these touches are going to impact Saquon. The offensive line also had a super tough year. A lot of running plays, a lot of physicality. Jordan Mailata said that it took him like 2 months into the offseason to feel like he normally does.
Yeah, you said he's still kind of like
he's been laboring all like they've all been, honestly.
This makes sense when you think about, like, obviously going to the Super Bowl and turning around, you have a shorter offseason and all that, but like they also went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
They played probably more football.
They've played a lot of football.
The Chiefs. The Chiefs probably the only team they haven't played as much.
Exactly.
Because they had the other run. But even that, it's only like 3 games.
Yeah. And look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs look like they're feeling the effects of it too.
Yeah. Did they lose last night?
Yeah.
Wow.
31-28.
You see the Trevor Lawrence play?
Sure did.
Funny.
It's great.
Shit up.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so I mean, they just got it. Like, they got to turn it around.
Yeah.
But it's getting to the point.
I agree.
Of, like,
well, the vibes are bad. Like, it's like
the vibes are bad. I agree with that too.
And I'm a vibesman. Like, I care about
it. Feels like 2023. It just does.
No,
we
you're
can
right.
all deny it, but it feels like
it does.
The reasoning is different, but
the record's better. And I think I do think that saying I don't think it will get as bad because the defense and Vic raises their floor. I agree with that. But I get it. It's like the vibes, the way they're going about their business. Like, it definitely feels more like 2023 than 2024, even with the issues to start last
What's
year.
crazy is in 2023, the defense was bad for sure. The offense was good, right?
For a while.
This might just be the counter.
Yeah.
Like, the defense might be good this year,
but
and
again,
the offense might be bad.
I'm talking about, like, it fell, but the offense was bad at the end. Like, at the end, the blitz, and that's why
they were all bad at the end.
At the end, they were all bad. Like, unless there are injuries, like with the talent, just like honestly, with the linebackers and the cornerbacks you have, like I think the floor is higher. That's all I'm saying. But I agree with you. Like again, if you had to ask me right now, what do I think is the most likely outcome for this Eagles season? I would say like 12-5, win a home playoff game, lose to the Lions or something like that. Like that. And again, I think there are many way too soon to make. But if you had to say in your gut, what do you think this is? I think it's a season where there's some disappointment. Because if they get 12-5, that's not awesome the rest of the way. What's that? Like 8-4 the rest of the way. It's okay, but it's not like I think they're going to be a good team, good enough based on the talent they have. But I think they're going to, like if I had to bet that their flaws will come back to bite them before they can, get where they want to go. If I had to bet.
To kind of wrap this up like full circle with the Phillies all year, people said they're a bad base running team that makes dumb mistakes. And
you're right.
They lose
no doubt. No doubt.
Bad base running and dumb mistakes.
You're 100% right.
And the Eagles have now 5 weeks into the season of doing dumb stuff. So like, I think if they just clean up these details, it'll all come together pretty quickly. The question is this team just an undisciplined, bad detail team? And if they are, that's a big problem. I think if they just clean that up, they'll be fine. Like the layering of the routes and all, like they'll be fine, right? But I think it's the dumb stuff that gets you. And how did the Phillies season essentially end last night? Dumb stuff. Like, sending the whatever. We don't have to go through.
You're right. You're right.
So that's my big thing. Like they just got to, and that's on Nick and Patullo. They got to clean up the dumb stuff. And that's the first step to turning this around because they can play better on offense. We saw on Sunday, they threw the ball better. It didn't matter. Didn't matter because they made dumb mistakes that cost them. So that's the first step of becoming the Eagles again, is just cleaning it up.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like execute, play smart football, stop making dumb penalties, stop getting taunting penalties.
Yeah.
Like I totally agree with you. Like to your point, I think if they can do that, I think that's the thing that raises their floor so much higher because talent, Jalen Smart's not turning it over. Like you can win games that way. We've seen it, but yeah, look, my biggest, honestly, with all we've talked about, all my biggest concern is still the offensive line health and production.
Yeah.
Out of all this stuff, because again, as bad as they've been, I've still seen Nick clean this stuff up before. And I think Nick is a great head coach. And I think that he will fix enough of it to a point where I think that like maybe they aren't as buttoned up as they've been the last couple of years, but I think they will get there. This offensive line thing with the injuries and like maybe guys just like maybe Cam Jurgens, like I know he's playing, but maybe the Super Bowl and the back surgery playing, like maybe it's just too much. Like, I don't know if Jordan Mailata feels the way he feels, how does Cam feel,
Or Lane.
Or Lane, who's 35 years old. So like that, if you had to ask me right now, what's my biggest concern, it's that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. All right, let's get to final thoughts.
All right. So I feel like I had a really good one and now I can't remember it, but I have a few in my notes that I haven't gotten to. So good. Couple simple ones, nothing that we're going to like fight over for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. All right. I think I might have done this one. Every time you rent something on demand, I think it should go down $1. So if a movie's $7 to rent or $6.
Oh, and you rent it for
and
a
I rent
second
it the second time, I think it should go down $1.
I think it's
and then the next time it should go down $1.
It's a great take.
And then eventually, if you are renting a movie 6 times, it's free for you after that.
So
they have made their money off you.
I love this take. I generally agree with it. Like I think kids are the one, except like kids will watch things 8
Agreed,
trillion
but I think
times.
it's only fair to the parents then.
Right, but that's why they have the purchase option, right? Like that's on the parents to know, hey, my kid's going to want to watch this a lot. I should probably just spend the $24 and buy it.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? So, but I don't hate it as a general take.
Now, maybe it could be once you reach the purchase price.
That's not bad. I think that's but I mean, again,
I still think though, like if you rent a movie
I'm
3 or 4 times,
look, I generally
like it's costing
disagree.
them money, like they're just letting you watch it. Yeah. They're not shipping the DVD to you like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I don't hate it.
I actually have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you still in on Task?
Oh yeah. I'm one episode behind. I've never gotten the impression that you like it nearly as much as me to begin with. We haven't really talked.
2 thoughts. One,
because I think it's phenomenal.
Well, I was gonna say, you saying the second episode is maybe the best episode you've ever seen, however you worded it.
No, I said it was
me take.
I thought it was the best episode of television I had seen in
that's
a few
what
years.
I meant, right?
Yeah.
Like that was such a me take. Like you were very excited and you were like, this is the right. I think Task is good for sure.
Yeah,
we
clearly disagree. I still think so. I'm 4 episodes in. There have been 5 so far.
I'm all
there are 5, right? Yeah. So I'm 4. I haven't watched the one from Sunday. Through 4 episodes, I think it's one of the best shows in a while.
It's very good.
I think it's phenomenal.
I think that actor is super, super good.
He's amazing.
He's the one I've been most
Tom
impressed.
Pelphrey is brilliant.
Is that the guy with the black hair in the beard?
The like main Delco guy.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is a sequel to Mare of Easttown.
Yeah, he is the best part of the show.
Yeah, it's very, it is good. I was surprised how much you like.
Yeah,
that's
really
just
like
what kind of floored me. You don't normally fall in love with TV. Like,
I don't
much
normally
more of a
watch much
guy.
TV, and I actually, it feels more like a movie than TV. Like it's that, it's.
I agree with that. Yeah,
I think it's part of the reason I was in on it. Like 7 episodes. Okay, I could do that.
Yeah, it's basically a really long movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like it. Look, I don't like it as much as I like All the President's Men, which are the movies I like the most.
I want to see that.
Yeah. Well, you should. It's my journalism.
I want to.
Oh, you said you want to. I thought you said I would.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
It's one after another. By the way, Tucker is not in here right now, but he's watching us.
I don't know why.
I texted him. Internet issues, so he's doing it from his desk. Tucker loved it. So one after
I'm sure it's great. I can't wait to rent it on TV.
See it in the theaters. It's so worth it.
I'm just being honest with you. Kristen does not like going to the movies, and I'm just not to go by myself to the movies.
I'll go with you again. I'll see you a second time.
Maybe, probably not, but maybe.
All right. Speaking of movies,
I'm shocked you can find 4 hours to go to the movie. I don't know how I would do it.
My schedule's clearing up, buddy.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, all those nights you thought you were gonna be there.
What I really do is I go like Monday at like noon. You know what I mean? Because like I don't have, that kind of thing. But I forego a nap is usually the way I can go to the movies, which I don't do that often. I did take Zoe to another movie though. We went to see the Gabby's Dollhouse movie.
Is this what you and Tucker were texting about?
I don't think so.
I would be maybe shocking because it's a kid's movie.
We were texting about the One Bell After Another, the good movie. Tucker went to see the.
Nah, you guys were in the group chat texting about like something.
I don't know.
Not
this. Okay. Either way, Gabby's Dollhouse, not bad actually. As far as
is it like animated, what is it?
Part animated, part not, but it's like a kid show.
All right,
better than I expected. Kristen Wiig was like the main star of it, and she was hilarious. So that was good.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
Here's the most adorable part when it ended. Zoe turned to me and went, I wish it could have gone on forever.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, I'm melting.
That's what you should say to her when task ends.
Yeah,
just
Gabby's way better than that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you one. This is actually an impromptu final thought because Tucker and I were talking about it last night. But
you're at the game.
At the game. We were at the game together. Shout out to the guy who did the anthem last night. I believe his name was Jamal Anthony.
Yeah.
It was a really good anthem. But I turned to Tucker as he was finishing or whatever, and I really appreciate when people like really know what their voice is and know their limits.
Yeah.
And like it felt like such a professional anthem. Like the guy he nailed it. He didn't do any he didn't go like he just like nailed the anthem. And Tucker was like, it should be about America. I'm like, you're right, Tucker. It should be.
Wow.
But I really
patriotic
appreciate
Tucker over here.
I really appreciate when someone in those, because like I get it. You're singing the national anthem at a baseball game, especially a playoff game. Like that's your moment too, right? Yeah. Like that's your chance.
For you. You want to highlight yourself. Yeah.
But when someone doesn't try and like overdo it and they're like, this is what I can do and what I get. I just thought it was really good. And I appreciate a professional approach.
I think so I see a lot of anthems, obviously.
You see a ton of anthems. Yeah.
Like,
and I'm sure you've seen both sides because we see it, right?
I've seen
You'll see
bad
people
ones and I've
go
seen
for
good
it.
ones. Yeah. Like when the anthem hits, it's pretty good. Like,
it's a banger.
Like,
and they get the fireworks
popping.
Yeah,
exactly. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right. We will be back Thursday, assuming I am okay after staying up all night to probably watch Phillies season end.
Oh, right. So wait, they're doing Wednesday and Thursday back to back.
Wednesday 9:08, Thursday 6:08.
Why did they do back to back games 1 and game 2?
Well, they did for the AL. Each year it switches. They will next year for the NL.
Is it was a Sunday thing?
It's a Sunday thing, and then not want to have games all day against
9:08. Like I'm sorry, West Coast. Like it is what it is.
Bro,
you just got to deal with it.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Sorry. East Coast time dominates the country.
It's a real bummer for your boy over here.
Yeah. Dude, that game's not gonna be over until 12:30. That sucks for you.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be at the stadium.
Yeah, no, I won't. Yeah, I won't be. You're right. At least I won't be at the stadium.
You do it from home?
Yeah, I have a Comrex.
There you go.
Inside radio
all
jargon there. All right. But also Thursday.
Post game.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
Philly is us. Yeah. I think it will be. Well, it should timing maybe work out where like
it's just gonna be tough for you to watch.
I'll definitely be able to do the post game because I'm not on post game for WIP until like an hour or 45 minutes after the game anyway because Murph does his thing. So we'll totally get. So Elliot and I, as soon as the whistle ends for the Eagles game, and I have 2 TVs, buddy. How am I going to watch it? Come on.
Well, I just mean it's tough to pay attention to both.
I'm not. I don't. Blame you. I probably will not be quite as locked on the Eagles as I normally do. You will carry the pod on the way. The detail. I won't fight you on the details as much probably.
As long as the Eagles have good
but no, look, the Eagles could be up 21-0 by the time the game starts. I was
thinking we could do it in the third. Maybe.
Wouldn't that be great? Either way, as soon as the whistle blows, we'll be there to react to Eagles Giants. So until then, he's Item King.